video of 2021. Okay, we had our moment of celebration. This year, this is kind of a unique video that I want to really inspire you, hopefully. I was thinking, what can I do this year? I want to really push my dreams. I want to follow them. But also, that comes with a lot of work. And I was what can I start, today? And I dance training. I can really push myself harder on that. Because for me, I love dance. And there's something that is a story that I'm about to tell you. That shows, this is when I first really fell in love with dance and, how it really helped. So, when I first started dancing in the dance class, I was in the process of moving in with my sister, me, my mom, and my dad. We didn't have my dog Sam at the time. He wasn't even born yet, and that was really hard because it was hard but easy, and that makes sense. It wasn't hard because, I don't like them or anything. It was hard because it meant I would only see my crush twice a year, or a little bit more than that sometimes. Which, honestly, is doing long distance, 3 hours away from each other, is really hard. Long distance is hard sometimes. But, it was that thing that I definitely did get a say, and I knew that in the long run it would be best for a lot of reasons. It would honestly just be best for a lot of reasons, for multiple things. And so, yeah, that's kind of why, it just was a lot. And, so basically, dance was, the only thing that I wanted to do at that point. Because it was, the only thing that gave me, that, showed me that, hey, although I did get a say, I definitely got a say. My parents talked to me about, we weren't gonna move if I didn't want to, because, it was ultimately my life that was gonna be the most destroyed. For my sister and them, they're used to the area. Although we were moving into a new house, they were already kind of they know the area. They kind of lived, not crazy far from it, for years, so it wasn't, as much. Versus for us, it was, that big move. And for me, it was the most because my mom didn't really go anywhere except for, the grocery store, the bank, adult things. And same kind of for my dad, but, he would take me, to music class and art class. So, for me, because of music class and art, I've made it, that big move for me. And so, I went, well, it's good. I take a dance class, I could dance. And I remember week 1 of first time I took the dance class. I loved it so much that you could not wipe the smile off of my face. It was I just had so much fun. I was smiling. And although it was a 1-hour dance class, learning 4 different things. Because we did ballet, tap, modern jazz, and then we did leaps and turns. And I just loved it. And it was a lot of fun. I started with dancing barefooted. Because when I first started, it was either get the ballet shoes and the tap shoes, but not take the class, or take the class. And it would take the class ultimately, for the training and stuff. Then we eventually got the tap shoes and the ballet shoes. And the reason I don't have them now is because they don't fit me. anymore, and so they like got moved on to Bella and Skylar, and so like dance just really brought me that home. And I got in the car and got home because my sister had took us that day. And sometimes my dad would, sometimes my sister would. And my dad was like, oh, how did it go? Did you like it? And I was like, I loved it, you know. Oh, and the next week so that day we literally got done with dance, came home, like the next day or something, and down here to load up our car with more stuff, take it up there, you know, like, and it was like, I just practiced and practiced. We learned a routine called the Sailor Shuffle and a tap routine. And it's like great beginner work, but it's like fun and unique. And I remember I practiced that routine so much that literally the next week we went back for dance class. And like we were doing something, and like everyone was getting their like shoes on and stuff, and I remember doing that routine because pretty much as everyone was like getting their shoes on, and like if you finish you could like just kind of go in the corner or something and like, or just go like work on whatever really until like just mess around until it was time to really get going. And I did that routine, and I remember the teacher being like, hey, you remember that? And I'm like, yeah, I like to train my butt off, you know, it's my method. And I feel like now I really want to push the dance. Like, I want to show that I can be a better dancer. What I have now is good. I have the face, I have the emotion. And I had the technique. Flexibility is getting there. And their hip hop needs a lot of work. Only because I haven't done a lot of hip hop. I literally did like 2 hip hop routines. One was a video, you know, on YouTube that JoJo posted like years ago of like her teaching like a little hip hop that I like did once, and then I did the routine again later on, because hip hop getting there, like a lot of my dancing is still getting there, but like what I have now is fabulous. The facials and all of that, and honestly, I remember dancing like just. Like, no one would be, like, downstairs because it was a 2-floored house. And, like, I would just be watching TV and, like, start dancing and, like, doing routines. And it was just, like, fun, and it was, like, really cool. And honestly, like, I just love dance so much. Like, it's that thing that, like, I remember so every, like, couple of months, I think it was, like, every 6 months or so, like, or I don't even remember, or every couple of months there would be, like, a showcase thing where we would, like, show our routine in, like, once class was over, class would be a little bit longer on this day, and we would, like, show, like, the parents and what we learned, and I remember my parents showing up, like, which was, like, a nice little thing, you know, like, everyone would watch. And I remember doing it, and afterwards, the teacher went up to my dad or something, and went, your kid is phenomenal with those leaps and those turns, you know, like, she's fabulous. It was, you know. And that just was like incredibly special. And it wasn't like she was, like, ultimately, I really believed it because she's worked with a lot of dancing, and I would watch myself in the mirror sometime and be blown away. You know, like, it's really cool. But I want to tell you, you have a dream, any dream, follow it. Go 100%. Don't let anything stop you. Whether that's dance, whether that's gymnastics, sports, anything really, social media. And don't let people stop you. Like, don't let mean words and stuff get to you because they're jealous. They're people who are jealous. And it's really incredible. So, yeah, like, I'm honestly, like, super excited because, like, I'm really hoping that Bella comes down this summer. Because, like, I really want to, like, I teach her, like, some dance and stuff. Because last year, it's just fun. Like, when me and Bella get together, it's fun. And last year, it was, like, incredible. But it would be a lot of fun. Because I have a lot of dance equipment. I have the ballet bar, I have my dance mat, I have my hanging stretcher, which I plan to move into this room one day, maybe. Like, I have a lot of equipment, and I plan to keep going. My room, part of the room makeover, there's a few things left, which is after merch I start saving up for the floor. And then we're planning to paint this room. Yeah, we're planning to paint this room. And then we're probably gonna, I don't know if we're moving the TV or not. Like, that's the thing that I'm, like, questioning. In reality, I love the TV because, like, it's a TV in my room and that's, like, cool. It's the thing that I never thought I would get to because, my mom has always been picky about things. My first TV that I ever had in my room was a tiny, tiny TV that is so tiny. Like, it literally was, like, this high. And, like, it was small and it wasn't much. And I, like, never used it. I think it got used 3 or 4 times. And stuff, which wasn't even me usually. It was, like, Bella and stuff. Like, it was great just watching. And, like, but ultimately, I think we might take it out. If that makes sense. Because the reasoning that we might take it out is because first up, I don't watch a lot of TV. If I'm watching TV, I'm debating back and forth on that because I don't watch a lot of TV. Like, if I watch TV, it's only a few things, which is a show called The Goldbergs, The Middle, which is a show, let's see, Dance Moms, American Housewife, sometimes. There was one, sometimes Superstore, but usually not that. And that's basically it. Oh wait, there is another two more, which is Big Bang Theory and Young Sheldon. I watch those. Other than that, I don't really watch TV. I'll watch Liv and Maddie. Like, I don't watch a lot of TV, is the thing. And second, no, it doesn't ever get used unless Bella's down. And that's to watch movies. Like, because my parents, like, watch the TV out there, so, like, we come back here and watch TV sometimes. But, like, it doesn't get used that much. So it's that thing I'm debating back and forth on, because at this point, it's taking up space that could be used for other things. And, like, and you're probably like, what other thing? And we're planning to put mirrors up there. And up there, I wanna maybe do some. Oh, I have an idea, by the way, that I'm gonna probably do, which is I'm gonna do a photo wall thing, but that I'm gonna wait a while before I do. Because I was looking at, like, I wanted something like kind of cool and crazy and different, and I looked at the flower wall thing because the YouTuber that I did one, and doing a flower wall is too expensive for me, and honestly, no, it's like $70, and I'm like, no. But so I went like, oh, I'll do a photo wall, and I found this website that like I gave you like 60 photos for like $12, and I'm like, I'll do that probably. But that probably will be the last thing that I do to the room. Because I want to wait to do that because until I find my crush, because I definitely want to do some photos of them. And for me, I just miss them so much. Like, it's generally true. Like, yesterday I was posting, like, on my Instagram, like, stories, like a bunch of photos throughout, like, quarantine and, like, this year. And, like, honestly, it was kind of hard. I had to go to Instagram to put the photos up because since my phone reset, all of my photos on my phone or in my gallery are all very new, very recent photos. For those who don't know, my phone reset like it didn't like reset itself, like a few weeks ago, I think. And my phone started like messing up, like it kept freezing on us and like messing up. When we reset my phone, I freaked out because I lost control over all my Instagram accounts, which is 2. And then and somehow we got control back. Like, I was freaked out about it, like. Yeah, and so, like, I just did a hot mess lately. But then somehow, like, my dad was just messing around and got control back, which is fabulous. I don't understand Snapchat. I downloaded it, got it set up. My account is called, let me check. And I don't understand it. It seems, for me, it's like boring. Like, because I don't get it, like, at all. My account is Lolly Forever, and honestly, it just seems boring. And I don't understand it. Because I'm like, huh? Like, I don't understand it. Like, I know that you, like, post photos on your story. Which, by the way, I did see on YouTube someone talked about that, how they gave them, like, a weird name. But with the same thing as an Instagram story and stuff. But then, like, Snapchat just didn't want to admit it. And for me, that's not how it shows on my phone. Because on my phone it calls them stories, but like maybe they fixed that, is what I'm saying. I don't know, but for me that wasn't. I don't understand Snapchat, so I don't post on it much. Like, honestly, it's my least used app, is that. Because I don't understand it. Like, with Twitch, my Twitch account is Lolly13. And it was the only one involving Lolly that we could think of that was available. Basically, I understand that. Like, I don't post on it a lot, but I do plan to, like, post on it more. But it makes sense to me. Snapchat doesn't. So, maybe in the future, and you could DM me at Andy Forever. Or comment on my Instagram explaining Snapchat to me. That would be helpful and very much appreciated. Because is it just me, or is Snapchat just boring? Or is it that I don't understand it? It's gotta be one of those things. Either I don't understand it, it's boring, or I don't or it's just not my thing. These are 3 options. But yeah, I really want you to follow your dreams this year. Like, for me this year, like, everyone's talking about how we're gonna make 2021 the greatest thing ever. And I'm like, for me, nothing's gonna change, is the thing. And I'm like, not much is gonna change. I'm gonna push the dance training even harder, or I'm gonna try to mark off all of my goals on my list, which I have a lot. But I'm still gonna miss my crush. And I wanna say thank you because I posted a song yesterday called I Miss You or something. And I was worried that you guys weren't gonna get the concept of it, and also like that you weren't gonna like it because, which by the way that took me, I had to record it twice because, here's why, because I was recording it and then I realized, oh wait, I never put in the thing for the album on it, the like album cover thing. Which it doesn't show, but it's in there, so it's fine. And so I had to re-record it once I got that in there. But the thing is, it's talking about how I don't see myself. You know, I see the other person, and when you look at it, the makeup kind of dark, which I wore that makeup all day because I'm not about to waste makeup. You know, like, to me, like, when people wear makeup every day, it, like, concerns me. Like, I'm like, wait, you do that? You must waste so much money on makeup and stuff, and it's, like, actual, like, not Dollar Tree products, and I'm like, you must spend so much money on makeup, and it, like, cause I don't ever, like, I don't wear makeup every day because of the fact that I know makeup is expensive. It's expensive, and if I were to, it would be Dollar Tree makeup, because then I could spend, like $10, you know, get my $10 worth of makeup and wear that, you know, because then I'm not spending a bajillion dollars on it. Like, no offense to anyone who does wear makeup every day, like, if that's you, then go with it. With it, like, 100% go with it. But, like, I was definitely worried about, like, the song not doing it. Because I was more worried that you weren't gonna understand it and understand that everything that it talks about is true. That's how I feel. I literally brought that up to Bella, and Bella, I haven't seen what my ear piercing looks like, because I don't see me. Well, like, even right now, you see me, okay? I'm guessing you see I'm wearing something JoJo. You see I'm wearing, like, well, you can't really see it, but, like, unicorn and, like, flower and, like, colorful, like, shorts. I don't see me. The only reason I can say that I know I'm wearing that is because when I picked it up out of my, like, drawer to put on, I saw it, you know, like, but once clothes are on me, I don't see it. I don't know what my ear piercing looks like, which is cool. Like, I'm sure it looks fabulous, but, like, still, like, I don't know what it looks like, because I don't see me. I see a possessed version of me that take over me, because it basically just telling me I'm horrible because I miss my crush and that there's nothing I can do about it situation. So yeah, so like doing the song was like really cool, and was great that it actually got likes, which was great because I was starting to get worried that this album wasn't gonna do so good, considering the first song didn't do horrible, but it didn't do good. Like, no one really rated it, so I couldn't tell you if you liked it or not. So, like, yeah, that was a thing. But yeah, I can't wait to work my butt off this year with dance. But I'm still gonna miss my crush. That's one thing that I really hope is that I get to see him. Because literally, when we did my birthday party, which we did the day before my birthday, we got my ear pierced. We played a round of Among Us in real life. Kind of boring. It was fun but boring. It didn't last long because literally we played it right before we left. So literally once, and also because I thought it was a hot mess basically because I didn't really spread out the tasks very well. Like, all of the tasks were like downstairs at my sister's house. So like some were in the living room, and some were like in like the dining room area, and some were in the kitchen. But since those three rooms are so close, there would also one on the staircase. So, like, that you could see when someone killed someone. But also, like, the person who was the imposter, we thought they were joking. Because they like to joke sometimes, like, mess around. And so we generally thought that they were joking. And they went like, well, everyone's dead. And I just won. And we're like, wait. And they're like, yeah, I was the imposter. We thought you were joking. So, yeah. But when I blew out my candle on my beautiful cake, it was pink and purple with a lot of sprinkles. And it was frosting, don't worry. Like, I'm not professionally done, but nice. Nice, good quality for someone that's not professional. But good quality. And it looked nice. When I blew out all 15 candles, all I wished for was to see my crush. That did not happen, and it's sad.